How you doing today? So today we're going to talk about that link that I posted onto my Facebook page, R&R PC Repair. So today it's going to be the Speed Up Your PC link. Now we're going to go in order. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go down the list. We're going to start with the number one. So number one there, it says, let's see, I got it open. Limit how many programs run at startup. So this is Windows 8. And in order to do this on Windows 8.1, as you see, there's like a little screen down here that highlights when I go over it. Normally on Windows 7 or XP, you would click here, left click, that Windows 8 is going to bring up that, but on here, it's going to bring up basically your start menu, which is a lot of people don't like. So I'm going to do this two ways. One, we could right click right down here in the corner, then go to run, or we go right over here to the start screen and type in ms config. Just start typing. As you see, I didn't click anywhere, I didn't do anything, I just start typing, and you're going to see msconfig.exe pop up, and someone's mowing the lawn outside, kind of loud and annoying, so I'll shut that window. So you have msconfig.exe pop up right here. Let's pop this up here. So let's take a look here. Now let's see. Alright, so I've got this coming up basically here. What I'm going to do, take care of this. Personalize, give me 1 second, just going out of the way here. Alright, just for now. Alright, so as you see, I got this here. So what this does, the system configuration, is it basically manages your startup. As you see, Windows 8 is different, but in here you would normally go to startup and you would see a whole list of items, icons, things that you could control, manage, change, basically uncheck what you don't want starting up. So on Windows 8, it's going to tell you to open the Task Manager, because in the Task Manager you're going to see Windows 8.1 or 8 actually is going to be in the startup over here. So let's go through it through here. Synaptics, can't even speak today. What is going to be, this is going to be your touchpad. Anything that says touchpad you don't want to disable. Otherwise, you're going to disable the touchpad on your laptop. As you can tell, this is a laptop. Then you have the SkyDrive, just leave things that you want. Some of the things that you don't need starting up is this backup now for an external hard drive. I have my antivirus starting up when the computer starts up. You don't need it. It might make your startup a little bit slower. But just remember, if you disable it, always go and click on it so you could run it. Some things that I like to disable are Dropbox, because there's no need to have that starting up when your computer starts up, and also SkyDrive. I mean, if you're going to access a file on it, you're going to click on it and open it. You're not going to start it up when the computer starts up. Another thing would be iTunes. If you have iTunes, I mean, it takes a while for the files to load up. Especially if you have a ton, thousands of songs on there, it's going to take a while for it to start up. So, just go through it, disable things that you don't need to start up as soon as you start up the computer. It will make your startup much, much faster. So you just kind of click on it and then click disable, and it will disable it. And you could click enable if you accidentally did it wrong, and just put it right back there. So again, inside Windows 8, you just go in there, uncheck it, check whatever you want to have start up, whatever you don't want to have start up. Another thing here would be to inside Windows 7, Vista, and XP, it's all going to be listed in here. You're going to see go across with a checkbox. You just uncheck the boxes and then just press apply and OK. Remember, if you don't know what it is, let's say here, as you see, like we don't know what this is. What we could do is we go to properties, or just a simple right click lets us open the file location, and it could maybe give you a better idea of what the file is. Or you could go to properties, get a better idea of what it does here. or you could search it online with Windows 8 at least. I'm not sure about Windows XP, or 7, but here you could search it online. So as you see here, you just go there and basically just search that online. So that's basically what you would do there, and it will tell you exactly what it is to do on it. So that's basically how to take care of step number 1 to make your startup of your computer go faster. So let's move on here. So number 2 basically says to delete files, add or remove programs and files. So I'm going to talk about this. On Windows 7, XP or Vista, you would click on the flag right here, or the start menu that's right down here in the lower left corner. Just kind of click on that and it would pop up with a screen, and then you'd go to Control Panel, or with Windows 8 we could right click on it and then open up Control Panel, or again on here on the start menu and we could go to just start typing. Again, we don't need to click anywhere. Control space panel. As you see, we don't even have to type it in all the way, but you could if you want to, so we'll do that. But you could click on it right there, or you could press Control Panel and click Search, and it will pop up a search of Control Panel and what the Control Panel is, and just kind of clicks Control Panel right there. So now you get inside here, programs, uninstall a program. Now this says delete, 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 delete. Is basically the next step. Obviously, if you don't know what it is, don't delete it. But there's a lot of things that I like to delete on here. A lot of things, basically, some of the things here would be, put it this way, HP likes to put a lot of stuff on here. Obviously, you're not going to delete stuff for your webcam or for your wireless or your hotkeys. The hotkeys are F1, F2, F3, F4, all the way up to F12. But HP likes to put a lot of junk on here and a lot of garbage. So, you know, I go through it and I'm like, okay, I don't need this HP thing, I don't need this HP thing. I'm not clicking on HP things right now, obviously. But let's say I don't have a Samsung device anymore. I'm not going to need Samsung keys, so why leave it on my computer to slow it down? Just click on it, click on install, and it will take you through a whole process of uninstalling. See, as it's doing right now. I'm going to press no because I actually want to keep it, but that's basically what you would do. So yes, I do have an HP computer. The manufacturers of the computer, like I said, put a whole bunch of junk on here that basically clogs up the computer. So I like to delete their garbage things that they put on there, such as like their support software program or their contact program, or they have a bunch of programs on here that they try to put on there to load up the computer with. Like some computers even come with Netflix pre-installed. Honestly, I don't need that on my computer. I don't really watch it on my computer, so why leave it on there? You know, I mean, if you use it, leave it on there. You know, you don't have to. You could just leave it right on there. So let's go to the next step here. Now, run fewer programs at the same time. So basically, what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you what this means. So to run the fewer programs at the same time, as you see, I have my computer on Windows 8. It's called this PC. They like to change the names on things, but on here, it'd be normally my computer. So I just kind of right click on this and go to Properties. What this will pull up is the settings of the actual computer. You see my lovely computer name there? And you're going to see, basically, it's going to pull up your processor right here. i5, 2.60 gigahertz, 2.60 gigahertz, and also your RAM. 4 gigs of RAM is good. What the RAM is for, it's not how big your actual computer, how much memory your computer can hold, but it's for when it's processing information on your computer. When you open up a file here, try to give you a lowdown version. If I was to open up Notepad, basically. You're going to get Notepad pop up over here, and let's say I was just typing anything in, right? This needs to be stored somewhere. So it's basically, think of it like your short-term memory. That's basically the best way to put RAM. How do I store information so that the computer remembers what happened, but to not save it forever? That's basically what RAM is for. RAM processes some information, stores it, and then passes it along. So that's basically what your RAM is there for. So I mean, if you have a lot of programs running on there and it's not processing enough information fast enough, it could be due to the processor, or you could just throw another gig of RAM in there and could clean it up. RAM's cheaper. Always go with the RAM first. I do. There's also a lot more things that are involved with RAM. I'm really not going to get into it, but it was just kind of the low-down version, very, very, very low-down. Then you also have here your processor. What this does, the processor, it's how fast it processes information. So what this is here is saying, okay, so I'm going to process information at 2.60 gigahertz per second. So this is like if I have, let's say I had this opened up, then I had email opened up, and then I had, a virus scan running at the same time. As you see, my computer is trying to process so much information at once, and what's it going to do with it? Okay, so is my processor going to be fast enough? And then I'm trying to open up another web page at the same time and surf the internet. You're just going to clog the RAM. It's going to basically cause it to run slower and slower and slower. So that's basically what the processor is for. You know, like if you're trying to run multiple tasks at once, yeah, you're going to need multiple cores on the processor and just get into it, and you're going to need a better processor, basically, bottom line. You know, I mean, if you have basically 2 windows open at once where you're not really doing too much, processors will be fine. So that's basically what it says there about the processor. Let's see. So run fewer programs at the same time. That's basically what this link from Microsoft is telling you to do. You know, don't have iTunes running at the same time you're trying to run Netflix, at the same time you're trying to do this. That would make it lighter on your processor there. It also says make ReadyBoost your friend. So next step, let's talk about that ReadyBoost here. So this ReadyBoost, let's see here. What this ReadyBoost is something put on here by Microsoft. That's not on the actual Windows 8, not that I know of. But let's see here. This is my disk properties here, and I don't see it on here. I think it's automatically built in, so to speak. But basically what it does is it reserves space for, okay, ReadyBoost is when you put in a flash drive. So if I was to attach another drive inside here, I could declare some space on that hard drive for some of my files to basically do the same thing as what RAM does and everything else, you know. So in the processor and your hard drive, basically just clean it and make it boost faster, so to speak. So that's basically ReadyBoost. I mean, we're not really going to get into ReadyBoost here and talk about it too much because it's not really much. I mean, you're not going to have something attached to your computer the whole time while you go through this. Now, what we're going to get to next, though, move on, is we're going to get to troubleshoot. So let's talk about the troubleshooting step. This is something that I really wanted to talk about. Is what they tell you to do here is they tell you to go to check performance issues. This is all on a Windows computer. I mean, a lot of people use Windows. We can always talk about a Mac computer. I don't have one, but I can always talk about it. So what you want to do here is, again, we want to get back to the control panel. Remember, there's 3 ways. Right here, control panel, or Windows 7, you just click on it, go to control panel. or we just search for it, Control Panel. And remember, you can only start typing on